What about a prop bet, Geoff? Like, what's your favorite one? What's the best one in your opinion?
Yeah, so I mean, again, we've gone over a ton of props obviously this week, and there's a few I really like. But my favorite, I'm going to stick with this call. Cam Akers under 16.5 rush attempts. Again, how does he get to this number? It's almost got to be a perfect storm for Cam Akers to get more than 16 carries in this game. Darrell Henderson is going to play. Sean McVay came out and said he's riding the hot hand at running back. Whoever looks good, that's who's going to get the most carries. Guess what? Cam Akers has not looked good in 3 straight starts. He's averaging 3 yards per carry. He's had fumble issues, and now he's got to deal with this 3-headed monster. Look, he could also lead this group in touches and still not get to this number. If the Bengals jump out ahead, he's not getting 17 rush attempts. I'm sorry. The Rams are a team that throw at a high volume in the red zone as well. You got to take the under in Cam Akers rush attempts, 16.5. I'm actually surprised that this number is still there. I really thought this would go down to like 13 by the weekend, and we're sitting Friday, and you're still getting 16.5.
Yeah, between Henderson, Akers, Michelle, LA could definitely have that potential trio of ball carriers there in the backfield to kind of split things up. What about you, Pearce? Prop bet you like?
Yeah, my prop bet has not changed since earlier last week. Jamar Chase over 4.5 rushing yards. Well, it's changed. It was 2.5 rushing yards, which, I would love to have that again, but 4.5, really not that big of a difference. 4.5 yards from Jamar Chase in the biggest game of the season. We know that these offensive coaches can be pretty conservative and not take big risks. Well, one of the ways that they can slightly be aggressive without being too aggressive and get the ball into the hands of one of their best players is running the ball, and we've seen the Bengals do that in all 3 playoff games. In 2 of the playoff games, it's worked to go over 4.5 yards. He might get more than 2 attempts. He might get 3 or 4 rush attempts, especially if Jalen Ramsey is shadowing him or he's dealing with double coverage and the Bengals are desperate to get the ball into his hands. Then you're going to see them force some rush attempts. And all he needs is one mediocre run to go over 4.5 rushing yards. It's also a fun bet because this thing could hit anytime. This bet will be live the entire game. The only thing you have to worry about is if he has a 5-yard run to start the game, and then you're sitting on the edge of the seat, begging him not to touch the ball again on the ground.